So it's March 2021, and it has been exactly 1 year since the whole craziness of 2020 and the pandemic has happened. And I wanted to create this video to share with you some things that I've learned and observed over this past year. So it's crazy to think that it's been 1 year and we're still going through it now. It's still happening. And initially, when this whole thing dropped, it was really scary for me. I had never experienced anything like this, and I was mainly scared for my parents, not really so much myself, but for them. And I became pretty protective when this whole thing happened. I remember getting this email. It was March 16th, and at the time we were doing personal training. So we went to a gym in downtown Vancouver like Monday to Friday, almost, 5 days a week, personal training sessions. And I remember getting an email on March 16th, which I think was maybe a Tuesday or a Monday, something like that. It said that, due to what was happening in the world, that they're closing. And then I got an email from The Keg, which is a steakhouse restaurant, and it was closing. And I was getting all of a sudden all these emails from all these major businesses and corporations that they were going to be closed. And that initial email, when I read it, I knew something was up, and I actually got like a pit in my stomach, and I was like, whoa, something's happening to the world. And I remember thinking, how long is this going to last for? Maybe a couple of weeks. My birthday's happening in, the next 7 days. At the time when we got the email, it was March 16th. My birthday was on March 21st. So I was still wondering, like, oh, is this going to be over before then? I had plans to do like a whole birthday celebration. That clearly did not happen.
Happy birthday to Jewel!
It's my birthday right now. Before the pandemic, me and my business partner, Arit, who you've seen on this channel, we were really busy, going to so many different locations in different cities. We were at networking events. We were doing speaking at networking events, having meetings in coffee shops, doing the personal training, online sessions. We were doing like an Airbnb experience as well. It was very much go, go, go. And then this all dropped, and it literally cleared everything. Cleared all of the speaking engagements. We were supposed to fly out. There was a bunch of trips planned. We were supposed to be speaking here locally in Vancouver at several networking events. We were supposed to have many meetings with people, and all of that just got all cleared, everything. And I'm so used to just going on the laptop, working, filming, and this totally threw me off. And for the first week of when all this was announced, I literally did nothing but puzzles. Just puzzles. I never knew that I actually even liked puzzles. My business partner and best friend, Arit, she's always been into puzzles. I never had the patience for a puzzle. But now all of a sudden, everything got cleared, and I was like, I don't feel like doing work. I'm really scared right now. Let's just do a puzzle. It was a 1,000-piece puzzle, and it actually became really fun. On that first day, I think I did the puzzle for like 6 hours, 7 hours, just sitting in one spot, just doing this puzzle. And after we completed this puzzle, we did another and another and another. And I think we did like 7 or 8 1,000-piece puzzles in like less than 3 or 4 months. I remember there being a puzzle shortage, and I was trying to look online, trying to find all these, because we were about to finish a puzzle, and then I wanted another one to come in, and I remember searching on Amazon, and it was going to take like a month. They were all sold out at Walmart, and I ended up buying one on eBay randomly. After doing, 7 or 8 puzzles, I then started doing coloring with felts. Bringing it back old school. Did a couple of those, and then got into diamond painting. So I also started doing a bunch more cooking, just trying out different things that I never had time for before. Before the pandemic, I was always, doing DoorDash, Uber Eats, going out to go eat something because I just didn't have time. I was always so busy. So because we had everything was cleared, I started trying out different cooking styles, things that I normally wouldn't cook at all, trying out different sauces. And going through this with the rest of the world, it taught me to be very grateful, very patient, and to live in the moment. So, because everything was closed, the gym in our building sometimes was open, sometimes not. So, the majority of the time, we were doing workouts in the living room, in the kitchen, and somewhere around the June, July mark, I sprained my pinky finger randomly. I don't even remember the exact occurrence. I just remember my pinky finger just really throbbing and aching with pain. And I was trying to cook something and I was trying to hold the knife with my hand and I couldn't grip the knife. And I remember thinking, I've seriously done something wrong with my hand here. And I ended up going to a physiotherapist who then told me that I did sprain my finger. And so because I sprained this hand, the finger, she said that I have to lay off the weights. And then that put me on walking. I was never really much of a walker beforehand. I mean, I would go on the treadmill here and there. It wasn't my favorite activity. I was getting nowhere near 10,000 steps a day. I would work out every day, but steps and walking was just not a thing for me. I would maybe get 3,000 to 4,000 steps per day. But because I had sprained my hand, I now, for a form of exercise, I wasn't allowed to touch the weights, so I needed to walk. So I downloaded this app called StepBet, and it's basically a game where you compete against yourself, but there are other competitors around the world where it takes the average of your steps and you need to meet that almost every day. So it really depends on what kinds of step bet games you're in. But for the most part, it requires you to get a certain amount of steps 5 to 7 days per week. And so I wanted to put my money where my mouth is and get more steps in. And I was being really serious and I joined like 3 games and they range between $40 and $60. So it was like I had almost like $180 on the line here. And if I didn't get my steps for that day, you would lose all that money. So it really kept me accountable. And like I said, I went from 3,000 to 4,000 steps per day to about 9,000 to 10,000 steps per day. And initially, when I started doing this, my legs and my everything, muscles were totally cramping, they were aching. I had to take salt baths because my body just wasn't used to that. And because, we were staying at home all the time, we weren't doing much walking to begin with or much movement. Initially, the walking stages were pretty difficult for me. So now I am averaging about 10,000 steps per day, sometimes more. It's about 90 minutes to 2 hours of walking per day. And I have to say, I love walking now. I used to hate it, thought it was boring, but I listen to music, podcasts, audiobooks from Audible. It just makes you feel really good when you're walking outside. And because we weren't able to travel, we've been rediscovering Vancouver and British Columbia.
Happy New Year!
We've been going on many hikes, created a bunch of vlogs on those. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I also got really into plants, like house plants. Initially, I started off with a smart garden. It's a Click and Grow Smart Garden 9, and I just wanted to grow my own herbs and small vegetables. We were inspired by another friend and YouTuber, Roland from Getting It Done North of 7, who actually grows his own stuff outside. And I thought, I live in Vancouver, I live in a condo building, can't do that, so let's try smart gardening. And we got this like whole unit thing. I did a video series on it, a vlog series. It was like a 6-episode thing tracking the growth of it. Oh, and another big thing that happened for us is that we started doing a daily live stream. I remember initially it was about maybe April or May, and everyone was still scared at this time. And lots of people were doing these live streaming shows, mainly in the mornings. And I watched some of them. And, they created this live stream show to broadcast live and to be there for people and just to do like a happy news thing, just to comfort people because there was a lot of scared and worried and, like what's going to happen. And so I watched one of them from this guy named Pat Flynn, who I've been following for a long time and I look up to. And he said he created this to be there for you guys. We're just going to hang out. And he did this live stream every day. And I said to Arit, "Hey, why don't we do a live streaming for us as well, to keep us accountable and to also put out some positive vibes and to be there for others as well." So we started an evening live stream show, and it was every day at 6 p.m. PST. We weren't going anywhere anyways. We were pretty much just getting everything delivered, and we were going to the grocery store like once every 4 weeks. And when we did, we would buy like so many groceries so we wouldn't have to go again. So we were really limiting, going outside. So we started this live stream, and initially nobody was watching, and we didn't really know what to say. We were kind of just like, okay, we're here for you. Let us know if you have any questions. And we would just answer things and just hang out. And around, episode 20, 25 is when we really started to feel comfortable. Initially, it was very nerve-wracking. Even though we do these kinds of videos, these are pre-recorded and you can take out the mistakes. But when things are live, anything can happen and you can blank out and not know what to say. And along the way, we started meeting new people, and they randomly found us on YouTube when we were live streaming one day. And we ended up doing that live stream for 65 days straight. We did have to end it. It was a lot of work emotionally, and we felt near the end when we were getting to episode 50 and 60, we're like, you know what? I think that we've done our job here. It's moved us mentally and physically, and we're now ready to take this to a weekly mastermind session where we can get more focused. And then you guys could ask us a bunch of, questions, whether it be, how to do this for YouTube, how to do this for our business. And we wanted it to be a weekly mastermind. So we transitioned from the last episode to now Thursdays at 6 p.m. PST, which are still going on to this day. And we just had like our 35th week since the daily live streams. So 2020 was obviously a crazy year, but it was the year of trying lots of different new things that I don't think I would have otherwise. I don't think I would have gotten into puzzles, which now I love. I wouldn't have gotten into diamond painting. I wouldn't have gotten into certain types of cooking. I wouldn't have started walking because we would have still gone to our personal training sessions. We wouldn't have started the daily live stream because we didn't have time for a daily live stream. And it cut out all the fat of everything because we were constantly traveling, in the car, going to downtown, going here, going there. And you don't realize like how much time that actually eats up when you're eating over there and you're meeting over there and you're driving over there, you're stuck in traffic. I just wanted to share with you my 1 year experience since the whole thing, the whole craziness of 2020 dropped, and share how it went for me. I would love to hear how it went for you guys down in the comment section below. We do read every single comment. We might not respond to every single comment, but we do see them and we appreciate them. So if you stayed on this long, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.